Hello, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am very happy to discuss with you one of the most important topics for Armenia, for Armenian businesses. My topic is about how can the EU help the local producers to export to the EU. The European Union is one of Armenia's largest trade and economic partners. Trade with the EU accounts around for 22% of Armenia's total trade. And as we know, the EU offers generalized system of preferences plus preferential trade regime. But not all local producers can be aware of its benefits, of its details. And I would like to ask, how does the EU work with them to explain the trade regime, its benefits, and so on?
Thank you so much. As a first of all, I should start that we have the comprehensive and enhanced partnership agreement, which entered into force on the 1st of March 2021. This is our framework, and this is very important for all other areas, but also for trade, and all the questions of standardization, approximation to EU legislation. These are things that are very important. So, we have the GSP Plus regime, which at a certain stage will end because Armenia is declared a middle-income country. But we continue. As a first of all, we have a trade dialogue, which leads to an open discussion on all the requests and necessities. For example, if you want to export to the European Union, you need to have certain phytosanitary standards. So it is important to give this information to producers, which should be done by the Armenian government, but we are also informing about it. And what we try to do is to give access to knowledge and access to funds and access to new markets. So we try to train people to give the system what is needed in order to export certain products to the European Union, especially in the field of food products. No? There, all these phytosanitary standards play an important role. And this is done in a cooperation. We are in close contact both with the government, but also with the business associations. And we try to spread it. We are having one of the biggest projects which is green agriculture, together with the Austrian Development Agency, which again, you see, we help that you get the knowledge to produce according to certain standards. This should make it easier to export to the European Union. And naturally, there is a problem if you are a very small producer. How can you guarantee the quality of your products? And how can you guarantee the quantity that is needed? So sometimes it's also good to have an association where several producers come together, and then this offers them an opportunity to enter the European market.
Mm-hmm. I think you do great work because it's very important for local producers to know about the requirements, especially when it comes quality of the product. Many local producers may have many concerns. I think the European Union helps local businesses to make increase in their export. And I would like to ask, has the EU tried to cooperate with the Armenian government so that they can provide state support to local producers, for example, to have all necessary quality assurances to export goods, their products to the EU market?
Well, we are closely cooperating with the Armenian government, and the first thing is we explain what are the necessities, what needs to be done, what are the standards that needs to be observed. The good thing is that we have a dialogue, and we just had to try dialogue. We will have soon a subcommittee on customs, which is the other angle. Yeah, you need also to know all the customs clearance regulations. We offer the Armenian side. It's not to export, also there is not, let's say, a financial support to export, but we give them expertise. What we try to do is both really to work also with the business associations, because this is important also to get certain products more known. It is also an opportunity that you take part in certain international fairs. There is a famous Green Week in Germany. So these are all opportunities to make Armenian products more known. And in certain situations, via, let's say, the support for small and medium-sized enterprises, we try to give also, let's say, the direct expertise to producers, also to small companies. How to present yourself and how to enter the market, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your answer. The last question that I'm interested in is, what kind of perspectives do you see in EU-Armenian economic partnership? As we know, Armenia and the EU cooperate in the frameworks of Eastern Partnership, and I think it gives much more opportunities to increase the productivity of our relationship. And what kind of perspectives do you see for near future?
As a first of all, I think it is very important that Armenia continues a reform process, which started in 2018. This is, I think, very, very important for the Armenian citizens to have, let's say, a country where you have rule of law, democracy, respect for human rights. But it is also very important for economic relations, because you can have relations between governments, but let's say investors go to a country where they find a stable environment. I don't say the best, but a stable one. So this is one of the areas where we are cooperating to support the whole process of reforms, whether it is justice reform, reform in the field of education, which has a big impact on the labor market, and where we also offer to give our knowledge how to develop things in the future. So we know that Armenia was heavily struck in the last year, both by the COVID pandemic, but also naturally by the war, and let's say the uncertainty of the domestic situation afterwards. So it is very important that we see that there are elections, we will have a new government, the government continues the reform course. So to also give certainty to, let's say, foreign investors that they come to Armenia and that they want to work in this environment. And we will do our best. And I'm deeply convinced you have a lot of opportunities. You just have to make your priorities. So I'm very much impressed by the high-tech sector. You have bright and creative young people, and they have opportunities. We just have to develop them. This is one of the pillars of our cooperation. We have to see how to develop in a modern way agriculture, to make it sustainable, but also to make it, let's say, a green agriculture, and to have ecological products, because these you can easier sell to the European markets. And what I think is very important for your country is really a support to small and medium-sized companies, and to do it in a regional development. because it is not only Yerevan. We have really to reach out to the country, what we are doing, and this will offer new opportunities. But for me, it is very important, a functioning sector of small and medium-sized enterprises is the backbone of a healthy economy. That's why we put such an accent here on the development of SME in Armenia. And then to offer, let's say, the opportunity via connections really to export to the European Union.
I agree with you. I think everything will be will go well, and both sides, both Armenian and European sides, will be satisfied with the results. It's very productive conversation. I think in the future we will have more discussions to discuss more and more important topics with you.
Thank you so much.